Good morning everybody, here we are, Saturday again, and as you know, we're nearly through the Simply Words Tangle one a week, and today we are going to be doing letter W, and as I did put on Facebook, we'll be using all three of the stencils, the three different sizes, and we're going to use a postcard for a change. Let me just zoom that out a bit. There we go. Woo. There we go. So there we go. So straight in. I've left my mechanical pencil upstairs, so you'll have to just bear with me. So what I'm going to do is put a line across just a bit below the middle, and I'm going to line it up with the edge of the tile and just put a very faint pencil line across there. It's sort of about a third of the way up. Okay, so what shall we do with the W? I thought about all sorts of things, whales and water and all sorts. Anyway, let's go with it. So, using the largest stencil, I'm going to line the bottom with the bottom of the W there, and I'm going to trace round with my pencil. Like that. Okay, so then I've got the medium size stencil, and I want that in about the middle again, bottom of the W on the, oh, that's a bit wonky, so that you can see it. Okay, and then here we go, the smaller one, and I'm going to put that over here. Morning everybody, it's wet here. Wet and windy, Rose, yes, you're right. So there's my three W's. And so what I'm going with is World Wide Web. What? Okay. What, where, when. And so after that, I'm just going to use the small stencil. And we've got these dots and the forward slash. So there we go. Okay. So what shall we do with this? Let's have a play. So what I'm going to do is, where you've got the natural gaps here, I'm going to double these up and make them the depth to the letter. Okay, and as I say, I'm going quite heavy with my pencil so that you can see it, but you don't have to do this that hard. Okay, so we've got this coming down. I like this to continue across after all that and bring another line down here and then go back. What have I done with my rubber? It's here somewhere. And I'm going to take that line out. And this one here. Bring that one down. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm sort of boxing the letters in. Can you see? A bit messy. But when we ink it in, and I'm just going to bring that one out. Now you can do this with a ruler I'm just doing this like this so that we can get through it quickly today. So again, bringing that down, putting a box shape on there. Let's take these extra lines out. What's everybody up to today? I've got a free weekend I've got a free today anyway. The grandchildren have gone to the Crocky Trail and the husband's gone to Scotland on his motorbike. Woohoo! I think he's going to be wet. Still, that means I can quilt all day. So you can see each one, what I've done is I've just doubled it up. And we've got that sort of effect, okay? So what I'm now going to do is I'm just going to put some little bubbles in here because we have the World Wide Web. Okay. Let me just zoom out again. Sorry. So it's not difficult today. We're just going to start with this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink it in with my 03 pen. And you can use a ruler, but I'm just going to use this for now. So just come down there. Just going to go up there. I know Helen's doing a craft fair today. I hope you're inside, Helen, because it's a bit wet out. We've only got 3 more of these letters to do, and then we've run out of alphabet. Hopefully you've all enjoyed doing this along with us. So that's the first one. I'm just going to ink around the outsides of these now. I'm happy with them. As I say, it's not a long one today. It's just a bit different. And we're on a postcard because we need to go a little bit bigger, don't we? Do many of you use anything that's bigger than the tile? I know my go-to is A4 at least. I like big. Go big or go home. That's mine. But I see a lot of you have been doing the May challenge, which is also good because that was bigger. You're all finding it well, and hopefully Sandra's studio will be up and running and we can do more things from there. Get up there and help her do demonstrations. Just bob us a note on what you'd like to see, if there's anything specific. Have you all got the 3 sizes of stencil? If you haven't, it's not a problem because you can use the big one and do all 3 in the big. Now what I do next is I do a brush pen to fill this in. You could do it in any colour. It's just fill those in with ink. You get a much nicer finish with a brush pen, she says, as she's going everywhere with it. I have to turn my tile, I'm sorry folks. So I thought we'd just black this one in, as Helen did colour last week. So I thought, well, we'll just try this today. And as I say, we're doing a bigger tile. We're using a postcard. If you've not got a postcard, it's roughly 2 standard tiles, which you can just tape together. But I think most of you will probably have postcard size. Have we seen what Sandra's put on this morning? It looks like we're having something on a shelf after yesterday's message. She's put a quick sneaky peek on saying, what's on your table today? My sewing machine's on mine today. I've got 3 quilts that have not been quilted. They've all stitched and pieced, but they're not actually quilted yet. Right, so when you've done that, you should have something like that. What I was going to do next is I've got a white marker pen. You can get these acrylic markers, there's Posca, there's all sorts. If not, you can use one of your jelly rolls, or you could use the chalk pencil, or even Sandra's white pencil out of the coloured box. But for today, I'm just going to use this. And I'm just going to go down that other side with this white. Now this does take a bit longer to dry than your normal brush pen, but if you're doing a bigger area, I do like this one for covering that bigger area, because sometimes your gel pen gets a bit scratchy. So we're just going to fill these in here. Try and get a nice smooth finish. Now this doesn't dry as quick, so just be careful that you don't smudge it as you're working. You could lay something over the top or work through it. Morning, morning. Maybe numbers next, Rose says. We can have a look. We've got numbers on the on these Simply Words stencils. So there's the W's. Are the fish nice and clean? That sounds ominous. Okay, right, okay, so now I'm just going to put a little highlight on that side. Just pick a side and stick to it all the way through. So that is the W. So now I'm going to come in with a pencil. I'm going to work from this corner. You can work from this corner, whichever way you like. But you've probably worked out what's coming next. I'm going to turn my tile and corner to corner, I'm going to put in, and I'm going to do it in pen, because if not, I've got to go over it. Feel free to do it in pencil, but I'm going to do it in pen, and I'm going to go from corner to corner to my letters, inside them, so it's going behind to there. Okay, There you go. So then I'm going to just keep the corner there, and I'm going round a little bit. Keep the corner, go round again. Now if you want this exactly spaced, you could always use Sandra's new circular ruler with all the different angles marked. You can mark yourself an even grid. Okay, so I'm just coming up to the letters, stopping. If it passes through a letter, I stop, in there, and then up to the top. Then keeping the same point until we are round to the other side. So just one last one, I think. So you should have something like that. Okay, so what we're next going to do is we're going to build the web, and I'm sure you've all done this before. So I'm going to start in the smallest corner, which is up here where your centre of your web is, and I'm just going to put loops around, and then I'm going to go down and again, you can mark this off so that they're evenly spaced. It's your tile, you can do what you want with it, but as we get further down, going a bit wider apart, again going round the letters. So I'm not going to see that there, just going to come down there, imagine it to there, and then again here, down again. Don't think we're going to see any of that one or that one. We may get a glimpse of that look. Just follow it round from one to the other, and as you get further away, they're getting bigger. You probably see a bit of that. Now this would be good for teenager's birthday on a card mounted up. We're not going to see a lot of that look, and possibly a bit of that. Come back in. And maybe just a little bit there. So, oh, missed all the tops off. Nobody's told me. There we go. So we can't have a web without a spider. So I'm just going to put a spider in. Now you don't have to put this in, but I just thought if we did a wobbly line like this. Okay, and then I'm just going to do an oval shape, couple of little V's that way, couple of little V's this way, and there we have Boris the spider. So then come back in with my finer gel pen, And just so that we can see these, I'm just going to put, not all the way down, just in places down that little spider trail. And I'm keeping with the left because that's where I went with my highlights. I'm going to put in 2 little eyes in here. Scary spider. And like we did with the rain last week. Not last week, week before, was it? Yes, I think so. Umbrella. I'm just going to go just underneath these parts of the web, just to give it a bit of colour. My other one I did on a darker tile, which you will see in a minute, so it shows up better, but it just gives you that little highlight so that you know. Now you could do this with a chalk pencil and smooch it with your tortillon. You could experiment with it. It'd be good on black and doing it all in white, I think. I did one on like the Air Force blue, which came out really nice. I'll show you in a minute. Everybody following along? Here we go. Wet and windy today. And there you go. And that's letter W. Just give it a signature. Put down here. And there's this week's tile. So just so that you can see the difference, this is the one I did previously. Exactly the same, just a different colour. It really stands out on the blue, but I did try it. You could try it with sepia colours on the beige. That would be good. What have I got here? Numbers. Tropical fish had to clean the tank. Ooh. So there you go. So hope you're enjoying all this. Helen will be back next week. I think she's got X, I've got Y, she's got Z, and then we'll get together and work out what we're going to do with the next lot. We could do numbers. We've got all sorts of things. You have got numbers on these, I think. So we'll see. But have a good day, everybody. And we'll catch you next week. Okay. Bye.